With crossovers being so hot in America right now, it was a little peculiar to see Infiniti trying to sell a vehicle that was literally 11 years old. Thankfully, that has been rectified with the all-new QX50 finally hitting dealer showrooms in the spring of 2018. I'm at the 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show, and this is the fully redesigned 2019 QX50. Let's take a first look. Remember the old EX35, that vehicle was essentially a G35 that was a hatchback, and it really didn't look like an SUV at all. It went on and sold reasonably well for Infiniti, although sales really started to taper off as that vehicle got older and older. You can see the design of the all-new replacement, the QX50, looks nothing like that old model. It has a lot more of a traditional SUV look. You can see a lot of the traditional Infiniti styling elements here, the grille, the wave effect in the center of the grille, the big Infiniti emblem that houses the radar sensor for the Pro Pilot Assist, the adaptive cruise, and all QX50s will come standard with full LED headlights with the signature LED that kind of goes around the headlight. It's a very handsome looking design that takes a lot of design cues that we've seen on the new crop of Mazda design products. Not a bad vehicle to kind of emulate for its design. Now you can see the platform of this QX50 is all new. This is now riding on a front wheel drive platform that has some elements that it shares with some Nissan and Infiniti. The old QX50, as you guys remember, was a rear wheel drive platform, which has helped with the interior packaging. Now you can still get it with all wheel drive. This particular one that I'm showing you has these optional 20-inch wheels. They look fantastic. They fill out the wheel wells nicely. I really like the cladding and then this dark blue exterior color. Now, this vehicle obviously is a lot larger than the old one. The old QX50 or EX35 was a lot smaller, especially compared to this other vehicles in this segment. Owing to that front drive chassis, they've really been able to make this vehicle a lot more practical. Now, looking at the rear of this QX50, it's also very handsome. I really like the overall looks. It looks like a scaled down version of the QX60, which is one of the company's best sellers. Infiniti is thinking, or is expecting, this will become the best-selling model in their lineup. Now, of course, a power tailgate is included on most of the trims, and Infiniti has really improved the cargo capacity. Whereas the old EX35, where it had that rear drive chassis, was eating up into the space. This is about 15% more in terms of space. You're looking at around 35 cubic feet of space with all the seats up. It expands to 60 cubic feet, which is right about average, but the old one had like only 50 cubic feet of space when you fold in on those seats. So again, all because of its front drive chassis, they've really improved the space efficiency, which is really what's more important for buyers in this segment. Under the hood of the new QX50, this is where things really get interesting. What you're looking at is the world's first variable compression four-cylinder engine, or variable compression engine. That's what VC turbo stands for. It's a 2-liter direct injection twin scroll turbo four-cylinder. It makes 268 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, which is good numbers for an engine of this displacement. Now, by variable compression, what that means is the engine is able to switch the compression ratio of the motor on the go. So it can vary from an 8-to-1 all the way up to a 14-to-1 for efficiency, almost like a diesel. Now, fuel economy, Infiniti has already announced it's rated at 26-26 with all-wheel drive, or 27-27 with front-wheel drive. Now, all of the QX50s are mated to an Xtronic CVT transmission. It helps improve the efficiency a lot. I know some of you are probably not liking the idea of a CVT. I honestly wasn't really happy with the 7-speed auto, so I'll be very curious to get this out on the road and drive it when it does hit the market in the spring. The inside of the new QX50 also takes a much more different approach versus the QX30, its smaller sibling. Unlike that vehicle, which had a lot of Mercedes parts sharing, this is all Infiniti. And first of all, the door I thought sounded really nice when I shut it. And I'm really impressed with the overall design and quality. I love the stitching on the dash, on the upper part of the dash, the lower part of the dash, on the door panels. It even extends down here. It looks really nice. And I also really like this new shifter. It's an electronic shifter that controls the CVT. It's stitched with leather here. It's got real aluminum, real wood. The steering wheel is also the same steering wheel that I've showed you in the new QX50, or the Q50 and the Q60. With all the buttons here for the driver assistance tech. Now, unfortunately, you still have the 2-screen layout, which I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I do like how it's a little bit differentiated more from the Q50 that I last drove. I just think that the overall graphics, like the nav screen here, this is the bird's eye view nav screen that we've seen on other Infiniti Nissan products. I think it's time for a redesign. I mean, they've updated it slightly. It just doesn't look all that premium to me. It still reminds me too much of a Nissan product, especially down here. You still don't have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I would like to see Infiniti eventually add that, especially when you can get it on some Nissan products. So I just don't understand their logic there. With the Pro Pilot Assist, that was the new driver assistance tech that Nissan introduced on the Leaf. It's basically level 2 autonomy, where this car will come to a full stop. It'll actively keep you in the lane. It will follow the car in front of you, and it kind of can predict 2 car lanes ahead, like pretty much like what I've showed you on the Q50. I mean, overall, overall, the seats are comfortable. You have a huge pano sunroof. I like the design of the interior, and you have a really nice view of the road. And it also feels roomy in here. I just think that it's time for an all-new interface, and that's what really Infiniti and even Acura seriously needs to work on. But overall, it's a really nice place to spend time. Really looking forward to driving this vehicle. For Redline Reviews at the 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show, I'm Sophia Bay.